Hello everyone, this is Mumbo here, welcome back, and today we are back on the Hermitcraft server. It's good to see you all here, still enjoying my Let's Play episodes, and yes, there is a giant Rubik's Cube present in the middle of my screen right now. For those of you who haven't seen this week's midweek bonus episode, you're going to be a little bit confused, wondering what on earth have you done to your base? Why have you put that in there? Well, it turns out this wasn't actually done by me, this was done by fellow hermit Joe Hills. And yeah, he pranked me. He pulled a little prank on me. I say little. Little is hardly the operative word in this situation. It's absolutely massive. It's a giant structure, huge Rubik's Cube, and it's clearly a Rubik's Cube, which is great. Because whenever I try to build something that represents something in real life, it turns out just a giant mess, unrecognisable. This, I immediately recognised was a Rubik's Cube, so that's a positive. And it's got a little logic puzzle on the top of it that I asked you guys to solve, so I'm going to head up there and we'll take a look. Now the idea was, for that midweek bonus episode, that I was going to solve this little logic puzzle here. So, Mumbo, I heard you like logic and games, what colour is the remaining panel? Now I thought that this was going to be fairly self-explanatory. I'd count each type of colour and then work out which one was missing one. Well, it turns out that wasn't the solution to that one, so I decided to ask you, the viewer, how to do it, because the best solution for these kind of things is if you can't work it out, ask the viewer. They've probably got a good idea, makes them feel involved, and I have to do less thinking, so that's a win-win for me. And you guys actually had a very, very good idea indeed, and I sent it back to Joe Hills because I didn't want to make a video saying I've solved it, I've come up with the right idea, and then Joe sees it and he's like, that's completely wrong, you've done that entirely wrong, you idiot. So I didn't want to do that, and it turns out it was right. Basically, in Rubik's Cubes, the middle block, or the middle square, is always going to be the same. So all I have to do is take a look at each middle square and work out which colour is missing. Now that's very simple if you know how Rubik's Cubes work or have used multiple Rubik's Cubes, but obviously as a Rubik's Cube amateur myself, I didn't think of that. That didn't come to mind, and now that it has, I am kicking myself frequently over it. It's really frustrated me. But anyway, I'm going to take a look at which one is missing, and then we can fill in this middle section here to complete our gloriful Rubik's. I don't even think that's a word. Having watched that back, I really didn't explain it very well, but essentially each middle square of a Rubik's Cube is going to be different, so I just had to work out which one was missing, and it turns out that the missing one was blue. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to complete the Rubik's Cube. I'm going to put in the missing square before taking it all down, just as a little thank you to Joe Hills for pulling this prank, because the surprise for me when I turned up in my little hermit town area here and looked over to see this almighty thing blotting out the sun. Oh, it was great. I'm so happy that he did it. So if you do want to see Joe Hills building this almighty structure, then go over to it. I'm sure I'll remember to put a link in the description. If not, then go back to the other video and click on the link that's in the description, because it's definitely in there. And there it is. The middle block is now in place. Our Rubik's Cube is complete. Joe Hills has got a smile on his face, and I am happy to say that we solved the puzzle, which is a great feeling. But now we are unfortunately going to deconstruct this entire Rubik's Cube. As much as I like it, I don't think it really fits in the style that we are trying to achieve with the base. So I guess, cue montage. Let's go. there we have it, folks. The Rubik's Cube is now completely gone from the base, and you know what? I feel pretty bad. I grew used to that being there. I quite liked it blotting out the horizon. Yeah, it was quite big. If I wanted to do it again, or have one, then I'll build it a little bit smaller, but I did quite like having that Rubik's Cube. So what I was thinking is that we should build a little monument in memory of the Rubik's Cube that Joe Hill's put in our base. We're going to build like a little statue, a little Rubik's Cube statue. I think that would be nice. I don't really know where to put it. We do have a path ending... Oh, yes. Look at that. If we just do a bit of clearing here, we could have a nice little Rubik's Cube statue. Now, obviously, it's not going to be massive. We're not going to replicate the size of it, because that would be silly, and it would just be ridiculous. We're going to build, say, a 5x5 or 6x6 kind of size thing, and we're going to put it right at the end of this pathway. Perhaps if we're feeling super flashy, then we might put it on a golden stalk. That would be pretty cool. So I'm going to gather up all the different wool colours, because at the minute I've only got these ones, and we're going to take a look at how to do this. So I've laid out a little bit of a net for our area, and down here we are actually going to have water fountains coming out the bottom of it. I thought that that would look really, really cool. So we're going to have 4 water sources in there, and they're just going to flow on out. It's going to look pretty good. So this is the size of it. It is quite big. It's quite intruding, and when you're walking along here, you're definitely going to notice it. But I think that's great. It's going to look cool. It's a bit of fun, and I really enjoy doing this kind of thing, and I hope that you do too. And there we go. That is it. That's our Rubik's Cube statue done. Looks like something out of the Tate Modern. Gonna be honest with you, it's pretty modern for our tribal town, but I'm happy with it. It's lovely. It's got character. It's all legit. Each colour has been repeated 9 times, and yeah, the little water fountains, you know, they look pretty good. I would have liked some light in here, but we can't have everything. We can't have everything. And I personally think that a Rubik's Cube statue is more than enough. I'm happy with it. It's put a smile on my face, and that is something that doesn't happen often. So this is really cool. It's going to be sticking around. I like it a lot. But anyway, that is not all we're going to be doing in this episode. Granted, that whole clearing up operation and building of that statue over there did take a little bit longer than expected. However, now we're going to get to work on other stuff. Oh, almost forgot, you can't have an in-memory monument without having an in-memory sign. So let's do a quick one of those. It's always so much pressure typing on camera. So in memory of the almighty Rubik's Cube. There we go. I think that will do. So our little in memory of statue is now complete. It looks lovely. Okay guys, so it's been a couple of days since my last cut, and in that time not a whole lot has happened in terms of Hermitcraft. I've actually been going out and about recently, which is quite nice, and also some really good things happened on YouTube recently that I thought I would share with you on this video. I've spoken about them quite a lot on my Twitter, but you guys need to hear them as well. Basically, YouTube got into contact with me, and they were like, you just hit 100,000 subscribers, here, have a YouTube camera bag, and $600 to spend in B&H, audio, photo, and video. And I was like, that is awesome. That means I could get like a new camera or a new TV or even a new laptop or something like that. Turns out to ship that kind of thing costs quite a lot of money, and I ended up spending about $250 on shipping, which was of course included in the $600, but it's still a bit of a shame. But what I managed to do was buy an amazing studio level quality microphone that is absolutely insane, and I know you've all just got a lot closer to your computers like, oh, I want to hear that awesome audio quality. I hadn't noticed. That's because I'm not using it just yet. I haven't started using it because currently the XLR to USB converter that I've got isn't compatible with my computer, and yada yada yada. We've had a couple of issues, so I'm gonna have to order a little bit more stuff, and that should be arriving soon, so you'll get some brand spanking new awesome audio quality coming through the channel, which is going to be great. I'm very excited for it. But also, in this time off, it gave me an opportunity to consider what I wanted to do on Hermitcraft, because I've been a little bit lost recently, and I came to the conclusion I didn't want to do a villager trading hall at the minute. If I was going to do a trading hall, I'd want a community one. I don't think it would be right of me to build this great trading hall without giving others the opportunity to use it, because, I mean, I'm never going to need that many villagers, and it would be much better to build that kind of thing in spawn, so I will end up doing that at some point. But we have this nice entrance that has to go off somewhere, so I think I'm going to build a giant sugarcane farm. Sorry, don't be clear, I just fell from a high place. Love that kind of thing. But anyway, yeah, I'm going to be building an absolutely giant sugarcane farm using the design that I uploaded a couple of months ago now. It's going to be awesome. We're going to have sugarcane for days, and I'm going to be a very happy bunny. Now, I've come up with a couple of rough dimensions. It's nothing too accurate. I'm going to be using water streams, obviously, to carry along the sugarcane. In my original design, I used only hoppers, but that is going to be extremely expensive for something this size. It works better if you've got one module, but when you're going to be having huge numbers of modules like I am, then it doesn't work so well. So we are going to have an 8 times 4 to the back, so that's 32 if I do my maths correctly quickly there. So 32 plus 5 to be safe, and that is how far it's going to be going back. So that is 37 blocks back. And then we're going to have a couple of modules in width. So I'd say we're going to need around about a 37 by 40. And then we're going to have a couple of modules up and down. I'd say 4. So 37 by 40 by probably about 35. So it's going to be a pretty big square. It's going to be squarish. And it's going to take a very long time to clear out. But I'm going to get to work on that one. And then I'll do progress updates as usual as I go along. On the screen now should be some footage of me clearing out the area, placing all the sugarcane, and just getting everything ready to do this giant automatic farm. The reason I'm not doing the standard progress updates that you all know and love is quite simply because I have run out of time recently. It's been a very hectic week for me, and I do not know why. My life is never this busy, so I'm not used to it, and it's a little bit odd. First things first, my mum has got a week off work. Now, I'm 17 years old, I live alone with my mum in the house, and one thing that I will just never ever do is record when my mum is at home. I just cannot do it. I cannot face the fact that I am sitting here recording a video while she is downstairs being able to hear me. I speak quite loud, we've only got a small house. If I speak, my mum is definitely going to hear me, and I just find that really awkward. So I wait until she goes out to record, which sounds a little bit odd, I know. And when I told her that, oh, I only record when you're out, she was like, right, so you're definitely making YouTube videos then? Just making sure. Wouldn't want a miscommunication there. But, that does mean that if my mum takes a week off work, and she's at home quite often, then that does produce some problems when it comes to video production efficiency, because it means I don't have as much opportunity to record. And the reason that I'm doing this little voiceover, the time lapse, is because this is the only opportunity that I'm going to get for the next few days to actually record some audio. And I know it sounds stupid, I'm sure a lot of you YouTubers record while your mums and parents are in, or brothers and sisters, and I just can't do that for some reason. But speaking of audio and recording audio, you may be able to tell that finally I managed to get my new microphone working, and doesn't it sound fantastic? Now, it's worth mentioning that you're only really going to notice a difference in 1080p using a good sound system, but I think this sounds absolutely great. My voice is really crisp. You can tell exactly what I'm saying all the time. I don't sound as muffled as I did with the Blue Yeti microphone. And also, just a couple of extra things that really only affect me and not you. I don't have to put pillows up around my mic. What I used to do, because the Blue Yeti doesn't have such a good seal on the cardioid setting, it meant that when I spoke, because I sit in a corner with my computer, when I spoke, my voice would like bounce off the walls and go back into the microphone. And if I didn't record with pillows up that muffle that noise, you would just get nothing but hello, 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 hello. It would just be an echo, and it would be horrible. And a really good thing about this microphone is that it's only picking up audio from the very front, so that means that you're not getting any of that echo. It also comes with a shock mount, which means that I don't have to balance my Blue Yeti mic on foam to stop the vibrations from the keyboard going up through it, and it came with a pop filter. Whereas when I used to go on the Blue Yeti, all of those who are using either headphones or good sound speaker systems would be like, oh god, that sounds horrible. But now it should sound nice. You shouldn't notice any airflow flying into the mic, and it just all sounds really good. So I am super happy with this one, and I hope you are too. Considering that I just gave a bunch of tips to those of you using desktop microphones, I thought I might as well continue that trend on and just have a chat about those of you who want to start making YouTube videos or are currently on YouTube making YouTube videos and want to know a way to make them better. And my first tip for this, and this is oh so important, is make them for fun. Do not start up YouTube thinking I want to be a successful YouTuber, because that is an extremely bad plan indeed. When I first started my YouTube channel over a year ago, all I wanted to do was play Minecraft with Tom, and that is what I did. I recorded videos of it, they were quite funny, we were having a hell of a lot of fun, and because we were having so much fun, people started watching them, and then we were like, you know what, we should probably start making these videos a little bit better, so we got an intro and all that kind of good stuff, and then eventually, everything kicked off, and Tom left, and I started making redstone videos, and then more people started watching, and now here we are with 130,000 subscribers, but all I am doing is making Minecraft videos. I'm still doing exactly what I was doing a year ago, but I've just got slightly more people watching them. There's a sort of false sense that if you become big on YouTube, things become more enjoyable, whereas in reality, they just become a little bit more stressful. You get more people being horrible on your videos, you have more pressure to make videos. For example, this Hermitcraft, I was in two minds about making this Hermitcraft because I only had 8 minutes of footage and I was like, look, I cannot upload this and it's Friday and I need to get this video rendered and uploading to YouTube by now. And I was putting a lot of pressure on myself today to make this video, and I thought, you know what would be a good thing if we just time-lapse all the footage that I've got and then record audio over it. But there's still a lot of stress. I am still pretty stressed out. I know that some of you are absolutely going to hate this format and would rather that I didn't upload the Hermitcraft, but that is just what I have to face. I am stuck with the fact that I am a YouTuber with a lot of people watching me and a lot of people rely on me making videos. And I know that makes it sound a lot more dramatic, but if I didn't upload this Hermitcraft right now on this Sunday, you guys would go mental, and that is just something that I have to face. So I just have to knuckle down and get to work, and it does mean that I have to make a couple of sacrifices. There's been a couple of days in the summer holidays where I've had to go, look, I can't go out today because I have got a video to make, and that's just how it goes. That is what comes with being a YouTuber. I wish it didn't, and I wish I didn't apply that pressure to myself, but I do heavily enjoy making YouTube videos. This is making it sound like I'm ranting on like, oh, I don't enjoy it. I love it. If I didn't love it, I wouldn't still be doing it. I get so much enjoyment out of making YouTube videos, seeing your responses, when people get back to me and say, look, you've inspired me to make YouTube videos, or oh, I've made this video for you in response to your video. That is such a great feeling because it means that I am doing something that has made someone else's day actively better. I mean, what more could you want? I've got 130,000 people that look forward to what I'm doing on a day-to-day basis. There's not many people in the world that can say they've got that. And, what can I say? I'm just so happy right now that I'm in this position to do this. Now, this next point sort of links into the last. If you get a bit of a fan base, perhaps a couple of hundred subscribers, you're going to have to expect to put some time and a little bit of money into it as well. It's as simple as that. You can't just travel on through YouTube having an inbuilt microphone in your laptop and lag. That just doesn't happen. When I hit 500 subscribers, that's when I got my Blue Yeti microphone, and that meant that a lot more people subscribed because they were like, this guy, he's actually got very good audio quality. I went from having the inbuilt iMac microphone, which was just awful. It just sounded so disgusting. And if I go back and look at my videos, I feel ill at how bad it is. It's so crackly and horrible. And then I got my Blue Yeti and everyone was like, wow, this guy's making videos and he's got good audio quality. And then when I hit 5,000 subscribers, that's when I got my brand new gaming computer, which has got like the quad-core i7, the HD 7973GB graphics card, and all that stuff. And that was awesome for me because that meant that I had a wicked computer that was playing Minecraft at like 300 frames a second. But what that meant is that my videos looked higher quality. They looked smooth. They looked like the kind of thing that you would want to watch. Whereas on the iMac, they were a little bit laggy. And even though that's not really a big deal, and it was £1,000 for my new computer, because I had 5,000 subscribers, that is 5,000 people that expect high quality stuff, and one good way to make things better quality is to up the frames per second that you're getting. So that was money. And then when it comes to time, you're going to have to make a couple of commitments. That is as simple as that. If you do want to make regular uploads, then you're going to have to expect to stick to that schedule, because the people that watch your videos are going to start expecting videos at that time. For example, I upload these Hermitcrafts every Sunday and people expect them. Now that I've been doing the bonus episodes on Wednesdays and I am going to be stopping those, people are going to be surprised when those bonus episodes don't come out, and they are going to complain to me, which is unfortunate, and it won't last for very long. But it just shows you that when people get into a rhythm, they want it to stay that way. They don't like change. And that's it. So you're going to have to make a couple of commitments there. These Hermitcraft episodes that I record, they take 5 to 10 hours. And that is a lot of time to spend on one video. So that should give you a rough idea. But there we go, guys. I think that is all I've got to say on the matter. I've rambled on for long enough now. So if you enjoyed this video, please be sure to hit that like button. And if you really loved it, then make sure to subscribe. But thanks for watching, guys. This has been Mumbo, and I'm out. I'll see you later.